Good evening to all of you. Welcome to today's webinar on 60 hours placement preparation program. Constellation Training and Placement Services welcomes you to today's webinar, which is a series of webinar that we conduct. Mostly every Saturdays we are here and our webinars are focused on placement oriented training preparations, MBA entrance exams, and other government and public sector exams. My name is Ranjan Kumar Majumdar. I am the founder and managing director of the organization Constellation Training and Placement Services. By education, I am a engineer from IIT Kharagpur and an MBA from IIM Calcutta. I've worked in the manufacturing sector and then moved into IT and spent about 17 years with Tata Consultancy Services. And then we started Constellation, and I shall talk to you more on that. Today is an interesting session that we are going to conduct, and we have Surema sir with us. Mr. Surema বিশ্বাস is a
Hello,
industry expert.
hello everybody. Good evening.
Hello, Surema sir, welcome. And he has more than 23 years of experience in training students and corporate executives on IT subjects. The areas of his expertise, as you can see, C, RDBMS, Java, Python, web technologies. Interestingly, Surema sir's experience has been very heavily with the corporate. And you can see the names Infosys, Hexaware, Cognizant, TCS, IBM. So he continuously takes training courses for new joinees of these multinational companies, and he takes training for college students. Our focus area is to help students with their placements, in which all our coding courses, or rather I would say language courses, are very oriented towards coding. I'll come to that. By education, he is a GNET and an MCA from Sikkim, Manipal Universities, and he has completed his education in the years 1997 and 2006. Participants, I would like to talk about our company so that you get a brief of the objective of what we do. We were formed in the year 2011 by academicians and professionals from IITs and IIMs. We are based in West Bengal, and we work throughout the country through a network of subject matter experts, trainers, facilitators. And the areas that we focus on are college training and assessments for participants like you who would like to start on a career, corporate training. We are a placement agency, and the fourth area is we are also business consultants. So these are four divisions within the company. Today, of course, I shall talk more about our college training and assessments. As I mentioned to you, our focus is on placement oriented courses. So, for the last 12 years, we have been teaching in colleges, we have been conducting online sessions, and more, all of it is very, very placement oriented. We help students to get placed through our training programs like aptitude test preparation, coding oriented IT courses, that is what the subject of discussion will be today. Soft skills, we find that students need help with their English communication. So we have courses which are with a tie up with Cambridge Learning. We have English courses, and we do assessments. So, what kind of assessments we do in colleges? We have aptitude test assessments, we have coding assessments, and we have English assessments. The coding assessment, aptitude assessments are even freely available on our website. If you would like to take an assessment and check your current status in terms of your preparedness, you could go into our portal, and I shall share with you the link for that, and you can take one of these free assessments. This is a list of colleges that we have worked, universities we have worked. I'll just briefly pause. Till now, we have covered around throughout India. We have worked with around 28 colleges and universities, and we have touched in a positive way the lives of more than 25,000 students. We are very proud to say that these students come back to us, talk to us, share their success in their various careers. And hopefully today we would be trying to help you out in your placement preparations and your career. Now, I know that you're very interested to get into the demonstration of what we would like to do, but let me quickly run through the 60 hours placement preparation program. That is the subject. The 60 hours placement preparation program around this time of the year we usually do to help the students to prepare very fast and in a very, very structured way for getting placed in this placement season. So we are saying that we aim to assist students with their placement preparation. It is a rapid program. So since it's a rapid program, we will have 2 to 3 classes, sometimes 4 classes in a week in the evenings, and we shall cover these 60 hours. Now, what are the areas we will cover? We will cover aptitude tests, coding tests, soft skills. These are the 3 areas, but primarily focusing on coding. We offer a blend of all three to provide a holistic preparation for your placements. You know very well the first gate is aptitude tests. We will help in solving those papers for you. Then the second gate, if you are getting into IT, is the coding test. That is where we shall concentrate. And for your interviews, your group discussions, in your overall grooming, we will go through some of the soft skills areas. It is effective for students wanting to qualify for jobs in the IT sector, and specifically in 2024 coding oriented IT focused course. See, we are not going to teach you Java. Don't get us wrong, we are not going to teach you Java. We are assuming that you have a basic grounding of any of the 4 languages: C, C++, Java, or Python. What we will do and what we have realized that in colleges you study these subjects and you have various subjects, but what you miss in doing is actually sitting on your laptop and coding, and that is what companies are looking for. So when you sit for an IT test with a company, the marks are given if you can write your code properly and it runs properly. Otherwise, it is of no use. So, here in this course, we shall spend time on coding. And we have taken Java as the language of coding, but at the same time, we shall tell you the syntax in C, C++, Python. So, if you are a student of Python, you will definitely learn the coding. We will give you the syntax for that. Continuous assessment to check progress in coding. Apart from what we do in class, we will give you our coding editor, which has more than 1000 tests, but we will give you assignments from time to time, and you will have to work on those assignments. So, what we are talking about in the class, we will be solving around 50 programs, but in our editor, we will give you more than 50 more problems. So about if you are solving about 100 problems, that would cover the kind of coding problems that come in the test. Now, apart from that, we will give you 5 assessments on aptitude tests because we have kept a short period of 10 hours. So, 5 assessments will give you. You can do the assessments, you can take the assessments, and we will discuss the solution in the class. So, when I'm talking about 5 assessments, it means about 250 problems. And these 250 problems you will solve, you will check your solutions, and we shall also discuss it. Complemented by key components of soft skills, we will have areas covered like your self introduction. We will help you to do your self introduction well. We will help you with the kind of questions that are asked in interviews, but mostly we will concentrate on HR kind of questions. We will help you structure your technical questions. And overall, the etiquette and manners which goes in facing interviews, we would like to build the confidence that you face your interviews properly. So you see that it is a 360 kind of course with your main components of aptitude, coding, and soft skills. 60-hour course to be completed very fast. You will have access to our Constellation course repository on the 3 subject areas and the coding editor. So it comes with access for 4 areas. Our entire Java course is there. Our entire aptitude course you will get, which has 4,000 problems. You will have access to our subject areas of soft skills, and we shall give you our coding editor. Once you complete this course, we will give you a certificate of completion, and we will share the results, how you have performed with a network of companies that we work with for placement opportunities. Please don't get us wrong, we are not guaranteeing placement, but with your permission, we will share your details and your performance with a large number of companies in India. Enrollment is already there, it has started. You can see that this is the um, link to the course page. Reshmi, you can put this link on the chat, please. So you can go in and enroll through our page. We shall start the classes on the 1st of September. We shall complete it in the month of November. 3 to 4 times per week, we shall have classes, 2 hour sessions in the evenings, 8 to 10 p.m. Students, it will be on our online platform. All the classes will get recorded and it will be on the system so that if you by chance miss a class, you will get the recording of what you have missed. And as I promised, certificate of completion provided to participant. The cost of the program is 4,000 rupees, and I would like to mention here that that's a very, very reasonable price for a 60-hour program, access to our 4 systems, and completely coaching and mentoring to help you get placed. Students, for today, if you are going to register and pay today, we have reduced the price by 25%. You can see on our portal, it says 3,000 rupees, but that's only for today. So I would urge that once you go through the program today and you feel that you would like to join our program and get benefited with it, I would urge you that you finish your registration and payment today. So, how is the timings divided? Coding problems in Java, discussion on C, C++, Python, we will spend 40 hours. Aptitude test preparation, 10 hours, that is discussion on 5 assessment tests. And soft skills, we will spend 10 hours. So now I would like to just give you a glimpse of our our platforms, because as I mentioned to you, you'll be getting access to our platforms. This is the course which is there, and Reshmi, I would like you to share the link in the chat. You can access this link, go through this. I have already described to you the details of it, and as you see that it is not 4,000 today, it is 3,000, but only for today. Now, let me show you our portal. So, this is the portal we have for our aptitude test. This is an introduction of the entire aptitude test course. If you want to buy it on our portal, it is much, much more expensive, but here we are kind of giving it to you complimentary as part of the course. So, this is the total course. It has about 50 odd topics. It comes with about 50 topics, and each topic has a PPT. It has a handout. It has a practice paper. Some of the topics have videos. So, so if you want to, even you're comfortable studying through a video, so the entire PPT is explained through the video. And for each topic, you have a test. You can complete a MCQ test. Not only that, students, as I scroll down, you see all the topics are listed here, and after some topics you have what is called a block test. So you study 5 6 topics, you take the block test, and then down below you have the course tests. So there are about 10 course tests and 10 advanced course tests, and there are camp company sample papers. In fact, in another couple of weeks we will come up with a solution for the Accenture drive. So, students, this is a complete portal with the aptitude test preparation. It has really everything. It is close to 3,500 problems. Now, let me come to the course on Java, which again we will give you free of cost with this. So, this is our Java course. Again, the structure is quite similar. There are PPTs for the entire course. So those students who are not very conversant can quickly go through this course, and it comes with the videos, right? So what we are giving away to you is that the entire Java course on our platform, you can go through it. It comes with 100 solved problems. Yeah, it has 100 solved problems which you can practice, and MCQ, about 100 MCQ questions. So that's the total picture of your Java course, which we shall give it to you as part of the live course. This is the soft skills program. You see, creating your resume, creating a cover letter, self introduction. This is where we shall emphasize and help you with your communication skills. And this is a course we have been doing at IIT Kharagpur for the last 8 years. We'll help you with your etiquette, manners, industry and company analysis, then facing interviews, group discussions, structuring your technical questions, and we discuss 100 HR questions. After we discuss those 100 HR questions, you will not have any issues in answering any of the HR questions. But please understand that in 10 years, 10 hours, we may not be able to cover everything, but the most important parts we will cover with you. And again, the structure is the same. We have the PPTs, uh, practice papers if it is there, and sample videos. The fourth the fourth of course is our coding editor or a coding platform, and this is where we shall provide you with our problems of coding. We will, apart from what we solve in the class, we will give you this editor, and you can solve problems on the editor. We will set up assignments for you. You can solve it on the editor. and see how you're doing. So, students, this was kind of in a nutshell which I wanted to speak to you about. And let me just go back and I shall stop my sharing. If you have any questions, students, at this point of time, I would like to take those questions. And, the yes, good evening to all of you. I'm just looking at the chat. But any questions as it comes, we will take. And I've spent about 25 minutes explaining the course again, students. The links have been shared with you, and you can go to the link. And as I mentioned for today, there is a drop in price of 25%. Instead of 4,000, you pay 3,000. So with that, over the next 1 hour, let us now get into the uh, world of Java, and with Surya sir, let us look at some of the problems so that you get a flavor that in the course what kind of problems we are going to solve. So over to you, Surya sir.
Yes,
You may
yes, sir.
share your screen and you can take us, the students and the participants here, uh, through some of the problems which are typical of the kind of problems you get in MNC coding tests. Thank you, Surya sir.
Thank you, Ranjan sir. It is nice to hear about all these things.
Surya sir, you have to speak a little louder.
Okay, am I audible, people?
You are
Hello.
audible, but just a little louder.
Okay. So, people, am I audible? Good afternoon, everybody. I see that here the students. Hello.
Yeah, they will not be able to talk to you, but yes, you are very much audible.
Okay. So, if you have any questions and etc., you please write it on uh, uh, the chat box. It is things, and definitely I will going to ask you that any doubts or any questions or like that. So people, actually, first we shall going to focus that what kind of typical questions they put it into their entrance examination during, if you want to get a chance from your college or any other placement divisions, right, to join into the corporates like TCS, IBM, even Cognizant, and all these IT companies, even the smaller like your L&T, Infotech, and everywhere, right? So, so it is not merely simple the coding problem like that. Whatever you have encountered into the hackathon or some of the different books, right? So here you will find that the first is that the problem it is going to ask you through a story or through a case study. You need to go through it. So I'm just going to share one problem like this. So everybody, please.
You have to share your screen, sir. Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it is visible.
just so look at here. This is the problem statement. See, due to epidemic situation, online classes are taking place for TSR school in the city. The school authority creates mail account for every student for providing study materials, conduct examinations, submission of projects, etc. The mail ID rule follows the rules. If the student's name is Tracy William, then the mail ID will be tracy.william@tsr.edu. The student name is Mary Ann Milton, then the mail ID will be mary.ann.milton@tsr.edu. You need to write down a Java application to accept the name in the any case and create the mail ID. So create one class. They also giving you sometimes it is, see, it is not likely. Okay. Uh, you need to create a class like this. Okay, student name, student email, with two method. One is what? Public static string create mail account, which takes one parameter of the string type, and one more is that public static void main, right? So people, after watching this problem, uh, what could be the solution like this? So people, what could be the your logic? Okay, so I'm just sharing the screen. Okay, so anybody in the chat box, please uh, write down, okay, what you have think about this one.
Students, are you clear with the problem? If not, Surama sir can repeat. And do not worry about taking notes or writing it down.
At this point
This,
of time, no
yeah,
need. Yeah.
because this recording will be available to you.
Yeah, yes, yes.
So just concentrate on the solutions and how to solve it.
Any message came from the in the chat box? Because in front of me the
Surama sir, there is no message. Please continue. So what Aditya Jaiswal is saying, first make the name in lowercase, and where we find space, we give dot, and at the end we put tsr.edu and return to main. So that's
yes.
yeah. So that's what he's saying. Okay,
So
Aditya, we will look at it. We'll look at the solution.
so Aditya, just tell me one thing. It is not only for you. Whenever you are going to write down your name, right? Are you going to write down in all lowercase? Definitely, you will not going to write down into the lowercase, right? So it will be something like you write down like this. Okay, am I right? Am I right? So we expect this kind of thing, right? Particularly the name always starts sentence. It is called what? Sentence case, right? So let's do this problem. Let's have the solution of this one. So people, here I'm just going to start our the Java editor, which is IDE, Eclipse IDE. People, have you seen this Eclipse IDE anywhere? Anytime, people? This IDE?
So Abhirup says yes.
Anybody? Because okay, so
Abhirup
yes,
says
very
yes.
good. Actually, it is very user friendly IDE. It if you download these things and install in your computer, you need not require to pay anything, right? In fact, the industry prefers, in fact, whenever you will go for any company, right, first and they will ask you to go for to utilize this one, then IntelliJ or NetBeans, right? So I'm also using this one. So people, let's do one thing here. I'm starting with an example that how to create a package here, right? So first let's create this package. Okay, so we shall write down all the Java applications developed particularly in industry without package. Okay, they will never allow you to create any project. So how to create this package? So please look it here under this src. Src means what? Source code, right? src. So here there are lots of options are coming here. Okay, So one is this your package. So let's go for this package here. Let's go for com. Com means what? Commercial organization, right? So if it is for Ramakrishna Mission, then it will be obviously ORG, right? Because that is non-commercial organization. So Constellation dot demo. So let's give the name as what? Package cons com dot constellation dot demo, right? So it is displaying what? White color, because it is blank now. So let us create our first class here, right? So let's see that. One thing I would like to tell you that in while doing the corporate interview or aptitude test, sorry, better to say that this entry test, if they tell you that you have to write down the class name as student email, you have to write down that. If you write down, they will ask you to instruct this, that is create mail account method. Okay, so you have to write down that. So here class A, class my demo, int I, int j, this kind of variable declaration is not acceptable, right? Because in industrial sector, they never going to use class name, methods name, okay, and the variable names like this int I, char j, like this, right? Because they wants that every variable name, class names, that is, these are things are called what? Identifier. Identifier should have a meaningful naming. So this is the very important and important thing you have to remember it, right? So let's start. Since it says that the class name should be student's email, so go for a new, right? Excuse me, new class. So let's write down here student email. I hope that my this one is visible to you. Hello, everybody. Please response, sir. Please take care that whether it is
Yeah,
visible to them or
it
not.
is. It is visible. It is visible, sir.
Okay. In
And I
this,
just want to tell the students that since this is a webinar, and the output screen looks like it, but in the actual class will be held on Zoom, and you will be able to turn on your camera and your mic and interact very freely. So it will be the real classes will be on Zoom. Yeah, sir. Please continue.
and one of the great advantage of this one is that you need not require to write down the main method. See here, which method you like to create. Here they have already given that public static void main, right? So people, I hope that everybody knows C, C++, and if everybody knows also Java, that is also very good, right? So what is this main method, people? Can you just can you write down in your chat box, people? Any answer came out from here?
No answer yet, sir. Please continue.
Okay. So what is the purpose of this method? It is this method is for user input, okay, to accept user input, to accept user input and display output, right? In the web based application, okay, uh, this main will be replaced with a web page. Whenever you are put an order to your day-to-day pizza, right, to Domino's, so the one page is the input, another is for output, right? So how many pizza you want to order, right? Okay, but since currently we are learning about the only Java console based, that is that is not in web based, right? So here we have to use the main method, okay, and this, and it will be used for user input and output. So what is the class, what is the methodologies for what accepting input, okay, which library class is there? So look at here, this is the scanner class. Okay, so the scanner class is used for accepting input from the in Java, right? Okay, so look at here. So one best aspect is that, see, the scanner is showing red, but I'm pressing Control and space bar. Look at here. Okay, so it is helping me to find that. Okay, it is coming from this util package, right? Present, it is present into the util package equal to new scanner. So news, sorry, people, new scanner. So in the new scanner here, what we are writing like this, system dot in. It means what? We are going to accept anything from standard input device, that is the keyboard, right? To accept data from keyboard, right? So let's write down, okay. And one aspect is that in Java, what is the output command, means which is equivalent to printf, which is equivalent to printf in C? People, anybody? Okay, Aditya, very good. From where the execution starts. So what is the printf equivalent to in Java? Anybody? Yes, very good. Gurupada Pradhan, very good. System.out.println, right? So look at here, the system.output out.println, right? So look at here, I'm just typing only this sys out into this ID, right? And cursor is blinking at the end, adjacent to the T, right? So here, if I press Control and space bar, automatically comes like this, system.out.println. So here let's write down, enter your name. Okay, the name has been accepted. Sorry, name need to accept, right? So string student name equal to scanner dot next line, right? Task is over, name is accepted, right? So what the next thing they have asked, that we need to create another method called create mail account. So this method is responsible for creation of the mail account, right? And by passing this parameter as a student name. Just people, 1 minute, can you just tell me what is this parameter? What is the purpose of the parameter of a function method, whether it is in C, C++, Java, Python, everywhere? Okay, can you just tell me, people? Anybody from your side? What is the purpose of the parameter of function? Okay, so actually, purpose of the parameter is that you need to accept user, you need to accept external data for a function, right? Yes, to get external data. Okay, Aditya, very good. You just write, add one thing, that to get external data inside the function, right? Understand? Yes, very good, Aditya. So let us declare this method. So create public static string, create mail account, string student name, right? So let's write down here public static string. It means what? The return type of this function will be a string, right? Create mail account, right? And it takes one parameter also of the string type, student name. I hope that people, you have seen that very peculiar way I'm writing variable name in Java, right? Student S is small, but the N is capital, right? So it is called what? Camel case, and it is followed into the Java across the globe, right? For any IT companies. So the function name and the variable naming rules are is this that have you seen that this is called Pascal case, right? So the student email. So S is capital and E is the capital here, right? But the function name, please look at here. C is the small, but the mail account A is capital, right? Again, the variable name, right? See, students S is the small, but the name is the capital, right? So here we shall need to call this function, right? Okay. So let us write down the code for this one. So people think it that a name will be something like this, right? John Williams, right? Or John Louis Williams, right? So the name has been already accepted here. So we need to divide this this every word from this name, right? So who can do it? In the string we have a method called split method. In the string we have a method called split method, right? And it returns a string type of array, right? So look at here, I'm just writing like this: string error is assigned with what? This student name dot split. So on what basis they will go and split it? The blank white space, right? Blank white space. So they will just split the name, okay, in a blank white space, right? Oh, just a minute. I forget. So whatever the case, they are writing it, right? First, we need to convert into the lower case. Sorry, people, I forget this step, and I'm going to assign it into another variable, right? String is name equal to student name dot to lowercase. So what happened? Whatever the name it is, say John Williams, okay, now will be everything will be converted into what? Into lowercase character, right? So this is this to lowercase function, right? So now we shall see here is name dot split. Okay, so the name is now divided into small and store it into the array into the each of the cell, right? So if it is John Louis Williams, then John will be stored into the cell number 0. Okay, then Louis will be stored into the cell number 1, and Williams will be stored into the cell number 2. Clear? Everybody? Right? So up to this much is finished. Now let's go for what? String male. Okay. I'm declaring one variable male by assigning what? Your not blank white space. It is not blank white space. Only without blank white space, it is now initialized, right? So this is called for loop. Here we are going to use what? A new type of loop in Java available from JDK 1.8. It is called for each loop, right? So string is equal to colon error. So what happened, people? Here, Ace will go to every sale of error and pick the content from it, and it will automatically stop at the end. So this is the finest thing of this for each loop in Java. We need not require to write down conventional int I equal to 0, I less than, okay, array length I plus plus, to going from one cell to another cell, right? So it is the easiest and shortcut method in Java. And in fact, these corporate bodies are going to happy to see that if you know all these latest methods of Java, they will be very happy and glad to see that okay, your solution is based on this kind of feature, right? Not very conventional one, right? So let's write down what male equal to male plus s, right? So it will going to pick it up. Sorry, male equal to male plus dot plus s. Okay. So after this, people look at here. So outside of this loop, so here let's write down, mark it that end of loop. So next to it, okay, here we shall write down what? Male equal to male plus at the rate tsr dot edu, right? Then return mail. Okay. So people up to this much. I hope that everybody you understand here. Hello? Anybody has any question? People, I'm expecting anybody has any question from here?
Students, any question can put in your chat. Sir, Gurupada is saying, sir, for loop condition.
Just a minute. Sorry. for loop conditions, right? Hello. Yes, Gurupada is saying that for loop conditions means what? Means when the loop is going to stop. Is it like that? Okay. So people, please look at here. I'm just using this notepad. Okay, to answer your question, right? So it is something like that. It is equivalent to for int I equal to 0, right? And I less than error length, right? I hope that everybody knows that in Java, unlike your C or C++, we have to think about what is the length of the array, right? We can just there is an in the Java that is called array name dot length, which tell you the size of that array, right? So okay, so we can write down this kind of loop. So this is your older version of the loop, for loop, right? Now here what happened, we have done it like this: for each string a colon error. So what happened, it will go from one cell to another, right? And pick it up each its content. Clear? Is it clear? We need not require to think about this condition. Why? Because this for each loop automatically stop where the your array ends. Is it clear? Hello, everybody. Is it clear? So people, let us move now, right? So string email equal to what I'm calling this method, create mail account, right? String, sorry, not string, but I'm passing this student name, right? And then I'm invoking this method here, and then finally I just write down what system.out.println the mail ID of the student is what, plus email, right? So let us go and execute it. Okay, so before doing this, okay, yes, let us execute it and check that this is very important to you, for every person here. After doing this, we need to find that whether any error means what, not coding error, but any logical error is persist or not, right? Because corporate body also look at that whether, okay, your coding is perfect but the logical error is still there. Okay, so they might, okay, consider your case into the second place, right? So let us do check these conditions and write down with a big name, right? Mary Ann Forster. Okay, so people, is it appearing correct or not? Incorrect? People, tell me. It is appearing correct or incorrect? Sir, any answer is there?
Yeah, Gurupada says correct.
Mm. But I'm sorry, people. There is a dot before Mary.
Yeah, so that has been pointed out by Gurupada that dots are there.
Yes, that is the thing. So you need to check it, right? What is the so here we need to little bit change your logic. So let's do one thing here. If I put the S here and then if I put this dot, okay, then it will work perfectly. Okay. Is it okay now? Hello.
Any questions? Is it okay? Yeah, the answer is okay. Thank you. So,
So this
students,
is
I mean, you might have feeling a little bit difficult while you're doing this on a webinar. But as I mentioned, that when we have the classes, it will be on Zoom, and we shall use the Zoom platform, and you will have access to your phone, your mic, as well as your camera, so you can talk directly to the faculty member, and so it will be a proper online class, no issues. And as I mentioned, the entire classes will be recorded, just like this webinar is being recorded. You need not take any notes, just uh, you have to go back to that webinar and uh, see the recording. We also put the entire webinar on our YouTube channel. So just look at Constellation Training and Placement Services on YouTube, and go to our channel, subscribe to it, because that is where we put all our information. So whatever webinars, whatever online recordings we do, we go and put all of that in there. So Suromesa, would you like to take another problem today?
whether they are also ready to go for one more problem.
Sir, shall we do one more problems, participants? And as Surame sir prepares for that, and okay, let me look at chat. Okay, so Reshmi has put the 60 hours. Let me just share my screen and once again re-emphasize. Um, So this is our course that we are talking about, to be launched on the 1st of September, a crash course for 3 months to get you ready for your placements. In these 60 hours, we will cover 40 hours of coding. We will primarily use Java, but our faculty, like Surame sir, is going to also provide you syntax in any other language like C, C++, or Python, because these are the four languages that are most commonly used by the companies for their coding tests. Other than these 40 hours, we will also give you 5 assessment tests on aptitude, and then we will discuss the solution in the class. And finally, we will give you 10 hours of soft skills, in which we will primarily work on your communication skills, work on your self introduction. We could do some group discussions and focus on the kind of questions that are asked in the interviews, especially the HR questions. And we will also help you structure your technical answers. So that is what we will do. So 1st September, the course starts. It is 4,000 rupees, but for just for today, those of you who are attending this seminar and others can purchase this course with a discount of 25%. And as I mentioned, that apart from the 60 hours online course with recording, which will be available to you, live classes, you will have a teacher to interact. We are also giving you access to our courses like Java, soft skills, aptitude test, and our coding editor. So, other than about 50 problems that you will solve in the during the duration of the course, we will give you many more assignments on our coding editor, which you can do, and you can get a report in the coding editor and check your own performance. Right. I hope students this is being useful to you, and I hope to uh, see a few registrations from this webinar and look forward to assisting you in the class. Over to you, Suramya sir. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. If the people are ready for one more
Yeah.
demo like this,
Yeah. Please go ahead.
then I can proceed. Okay, because if they are ready, I want to check it from your
Yes.
side.
Yes. Yes. They are ready.
Okay, people, at least say yes.
I hope you are all enjoying. So one more coding problem, the kind of typical problem asked in the coding tests by uh, the leading companies in India. And what I find Suramya sir is also providing to you a lot of tips on correct coding, industrial coding, where certain syntaxes are what are acceptable. And if you are careful on that, then it will be good for you.
Well, people, then we shall go for one more, right? And in fact, I would like to tell you that this question, you won't find it in any website, because this question has been set into one of the leading IT companies for their students during the time of their entrance examinations, and it is taken in Bangalore. So I just like to show you this problem,
Yeah,
right?
you may share your screen, sir.
Yes, 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 yes. I'm just 2 minutes. So let me start. And their problems are always like this kind of story. So at least at the initially, you should not get confused by their big story. You need to do one thing, that slowly go through it again and again, right? So look at here. Due to epidemic situation, the National Education Board requests all the school to conduct online classes and examinations. Schools are required to create personal website in their respective IP addresses. So this IP addresses is what IPv4. The board created URL name for each of the school which is registered on the board, and the board need to accept an IP address of a school and map it to the URL. Okay, so people at this initially this question appears like that. Okay, it is a very network based question. No, look at here further. First, you require to check whether the IP address is a valid IP address or not. So, people, what is an IP address? How to write down this IP address, people? So, people, just I'm just going to in the chat box. I'm just writing one IP address, right? 123.124. That 125.126, right? So, what do you find that here in this IP address? So there are four octets, right, people? So there are four octets, right? So in an IP address, how many octets are there? So there are four octets, right? So 1, 2, 3, 124, 125, 126, right? So here only the whole numbers should be there, right? So this is mentioned here. Okay, each octet value must be between 0 to 255. I hope that you know what is the reason behind it. Neither negative nor alphanumerical values should be present, right? That means no ABCD, no special characters, right? So you are required to write a Java application to check for a valid IP address. Input will be an IP address and output will be either a valid or invalid, right, people? So understand here. So input will be an IP address. So people don't get nervous that this is an what is this your any kind of uh, your network based application or anything is not like that. So it will simply accept an IP address, right? So what will be the data type for accepting this IP address, people? Can you just tell me? Anybody through the chat box? Float or int? Okay. No, it will be in the string. No, it will be in the on the string, because if you want to accept anything like this, it is better to accept in a string, right? The whole thing, because float means what you need to accept as a double, and how you will go and segregate them, right? So after accepting each this number, I need to segregate each of the octets, right? And then I need to check that whether they are neither negative nor above 255, right? Number one. Number two is that, okay, there is no alphanumerical figures there, right? Understand? So let us do this application, right? What happened here? Let us save and close down. So here, let's create this class as IP address. Okay, obviously we have the public static void main. So people, we can also copy from this one. So let us take this scanner from here. So write down this one. Okay, enter an IP address. I have written like this, IP. Okay, so I have accepted this one. So what is the next one, people? Let's see that what our question says, that you need to create a method called check IP address, which checks given IP address as a valid or not. Okay. So people, let's do this one, right? Check IP address. So here public static boolean check IP address, right? So it is sending you passing this parameter, right? So it will return what? Only true or false, right? So since the Java has very beautiful thing that, okay, handling of our exception, right? So we can use this try and catch block. So here we shall declare one boolean variable, boolean flag equal to false. It will say that whether it is true or false. So inside this catch, it is better to write down the catch below here. Catch exception, right? So let us write down, this is the code, flag equal to false, right? And it will going to return this flag, okay? So what it will going to do first, so it will break into, it will be break into what? All octets, right? So let's write down string error, okay, equal to IP dot split. So this time splitting will be done through what? Dot. But people, I like to tell you that if you write down dot, okay, dot means many things, okay? So you have to write down dot means a total something, right? Just like I like to share at this point of time this one first. If you write down only dot, then what happened, right? For string str colon error, okay? So let's write down sys out here str, so each of the values, okay? So let me call here this method, and you will see that if I write down simple dot, then what happened? Check IP address, check IP address, what? IP. So just simply I'm writing like this. So time to time, it is better always while doing your application, you just check it, your code is running perfectly up to this much and not. So let's write down 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, right? 1, 2, 5, 1, 2, 6, right? So people, have you seen that? Whether anything has been there appearing, anything is appearing here, because split means what? Full character, right? So that's why we have to write down this thing. Now if I write down this one, so it will go and split, okay, every octets. Okay, let me write down first. So people, have you seen that here? Every octets is coming into the different lines, right? So when there is a separator is your dot, you have to write down this symbol, right? Because single dot means what? The whole text, right? That is the whole 123.124.125.126, right? So it cannot able to form any array, right? So here we have to write down this is the symbol, right? To make that this dot, it will be treated as a simple dot, not the meaning of the dot is what? Whole character, whole text, right? Is it clear to you? Hello people, hello people, do you have any question, everybody?
Students, any question, any clarification, any comments?
From here,
Are you able to understand, every one of you? Do you want us to repeat? Any of you want us to repeat it? No, sir. Go on.
okay, I think that's a little bit time is also running out, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
it will be lengthy application. So
Mm-hmm.
let's do. I'm just sharing their answer
Okay.
here.
Sure.
Yeah, through the slide.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah. So look at here, people. This is the I'm explaining from here, right? So look at here, people. People, have you seen that here? So people, we have to remember that if the octet, okay, there is a possibility that you can write down this kind of things. In fact, they check with this when you will submit your application, right? They will go and check it like this. Okay, is it a valid IP address? No, right? Is this one is also any valid IP address? No, this is also not a valid IP address. So with this kind of data, they are going to check, right, people? So for that reason, okay, we have using here what? If the IP address starts with dot, throw exception, that means what? It will return false. If the IP address ends with the dot, then also return false, right? So no need to proceed further. Okay, since the IP address, our probable IP address is provided with a beginning there is a dot or end there is a dot, right? So it is not a valid IP address. Now we have gone for splitting of that IP address. So after splitting, what happened? It will form a four-celled array, right? So if the length of that array is not 4, then also throw exception. Clear? Because any valid IP address cannot be less than 4 octets, nor can be more than 4 octets, right? So after this, it is checking that it will check it every value, right? Extracting each of the value and convert them into an int number and check that whether it is less than 0 or greater than 0. Okay, so if it is less than 0 or greater than 255, then throw an exception. Okay, otherwise it will be returning true. Right, people? Anybody has any question viewing this problem? Hello. So there isn't any question from their side?
No, there is no question. So have you completed, sir?
Yes, this is the main actually application, and here it is the main. It will accept the IP address, and
Yep.
then it will say that whether it is valid or invalid, right? So this is the problem. So, have you
Right.
noticed that people, it is not a network based validation so simple, but it is a merely a string based application, right? So, to confuse you, right, they provide this kind of, they set this kind of problems with a big story, okay, and you need to counter this thing. So you won't find it here. Okay, the traditional our application, right, write a Java program that will accept, okay, one array and arrange it according to the ascending order or descending order, like that. Simple plain type of applications are not there. Here they are applying what, a providing a case study, and you need to find the solution, right? So this is the actual motto of the IT companies. The problem is very small, simple, but particularly the previous one is very simple one. Okay, but you see that there is a big story or big case, so which will confuse you. So this is the one aspect you need to counter it, and that is our motto, so that how you can conquer it. Okay.
Any questions, students? Okay, sir, Surya sir, you may like to stop your screen sharing.
Yes.
Yes. Students, so we have come to the end of the webinar. I am sharing a feedback form for you. So I would appreciate if you could give us a feedback on what you felt about the webinar, whether you liked it or you did not like it, any feedback on that, any improvement, anything more that we can do for you. And we have asked also to give us an indication what kind of a course you might like. And so would appreciate if you could kindly give us a feedback. Please refer to that chat, click on that link, and please provide us your feedback. So students, once again reiterating, if any of you would like to purchase the course which starts on 1st of September, we are there. We are there to help you. And you have got a glimpse of what the course would be like and how we shall solve coding problems. And many of the problems that we shall pick up will not be available on the net, will not be available on the kind of platforms which are there on the net. They will be done especially for our course in a similar fashion that uh, leading IT companies in India take their coding tests. And once again, if you could visit our site, and Reshmi has put once again the link for our course, so you may visit the course. Once again, reminding you that for today, the charges for the course is only rupees 3,000. Tomorrow we shall again have to revert it back to our original price of 4,000 rupees. So, with that, thank you so much, participants, for spending time with us. I hope it has been useful to you. And I look forward to further webinars with you. We shall very soon come up with a mock test for the Accenture paper. So, it will contain the uh, aptitude areas like their cognitive and abilities, English abilities, as well as the technical part of Microsoft Office kind of questions and technical questions. And they have a lot of a section full of pseudocode. So be in our community. In our community, we shall provide you the details of the Accenture test, and sometime this week we will make it available on our portal. Only we can't make everything free. We also are a business organization, but we will provide to you with a very nominal charge. Otherwise, hope to meet you once again next Saturday in another webinar. Thank you so much, and please do provide your feedback.